Hello my gorgeous makeup loving friends, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Teresa. I'm obsessed with all things makeup, beauty and skincare, and I feel like we don't get that many tutorials these days. So today is a tutorial and sort of a rated or slated. Specifically, I am using the Glaminatrix Fairy Lights palette. It is very, very pretty. It's an all shimmer palette, which is kind of perfect for this time of year. So it's brilliant if you're getting ready for like an office party or just a general party. It's very, very glam. I am also using one of my Moira Cosmetics hologram glitter gels. It is a super simple tutorial of this eye look. So if you want to follow along, use the products that you have, then that is what this video is all about today. So do please keep on watching. 'Tis the season of 1,000,001 Christmas parties, so it felt kind of appropriate to do something that was simple but could still give you a little bit of glam. Now I'm going to do this step by step because I feel like this is something that needs a little bit of explaining. Now, to be fully transparent, my gorgeous friend Daniela, who is an MUA, actually walked me through this. So I'm going to pass on the knowledge that she passed on to me in a sort of a tag, you're it kind of way. So the first thing that we're doing is obviously we're using a primer. I use MAC Paint Pot. It's just my preferred one. Now, you only need a teeny tiny bit. You don't need to like cover the eyelid in it. Less is more in this particular instance because you don't want to have a big bunch of primer on your eyes because that's just going to end up making everything crease like crazy. And if, like me, you have aging eyelids, oh, what an absolute ball ache. I mean, to be fair, my eyelids are now looking more like testicles than actual eyelids. But if you want to make sure that you're not bringing up all of that creasing, less is more, my gorgeous friends. I love how simple this look actually is. So there we go. The eyelid is primed, as you can see. It's pretty simple, nothing huge. Now, the next thing that we're doing is just taking an eyeliner pencil. Now, I'm using the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in the shade Muse, but honest God, my gorgeous friends, you can use whatever the hell you want. Now, I'm going to start off first by doing the outside wing and just bringing it up. Am I necessarily going to have this match the other eyelid? Probably not, because I have wonky eyes. But the important thing that we do now is we take this little pencil brush. Any pencil brush will do. I have this Morphe Jaclyn Hill one. It's a JH39. And what we're doing then is just blending upwards. Now, I like the Urban Decay pencils because I feel like they blend really well and don't lose a bunch of pigment. Now, I felt like a brown was going to work really, really well here because I have the Glaminatrix palette and that's all shimmers. And I just thought, oh, this is going to look really, really nice. And of course, the Glaminatrix palette is essentially meant to be a Christmas one. Like, it's fairy lights, like literally meant to be like holiday themed, which is kind of perfect. Now, I'm dragging upwards, not downwards, just to kind of smoke things out. But you'll see that I've dispersed things quite a bit, so I'm going back in with the eyeliner, finding the same sort of shape again, because I want to make sure that I still have that line. And again, blending upwards. Super, super simple. This is great for, you know, if you've like an office party and you don't have a huge amount of time to get ready, but you still want to look quite glamorous. If you're like me, you just don't have a huge amount of time. And I like to do, if I'm doing makeup, I like it to look like bam, you know, I want like something that's impactful. And I feel like this is impactful, but with minimum effort. And if you guys know me, you know I like minimum effort. Taking the eye pencil again, and this time I'm drawing around here. Yeah, that's right. This is where we're getting in towards the crease. Again, it may not fully kind of mirror the other eye, but sure, whatever, it's fine. This is the joy of like having kind of crepey eyelids, because I can see that the pencil kind of pulls. We blended upwards with the eyeliner before on the outside, but this time we are blending downwards. So we're dragging that pigment down. If, like me, you have very kind of hooded eyelids, you may want to pull down the eyelid a little bit just so you can get it. It's not such a pain. Ugh, very, very annoying. But we are just bringing it down as you can see, it disperses the pigment pretty well. Like, that's what I do like about the Urban Decay pencils. But as I said, you can literally use anything you want here. You do not have to use the products that I'm saying here. Use what you have. Don't go off and go buying different things. Don't be a silly goose, right? Don't do a Teresa and buy things that you don't need, okay? That's for me to do, and I'll tell you then whether or not it's worth your money. But you can see, look at how easily that is blending out. But I still want to make sure that I have a little bit of a line there, so I'm going back in and just building that back up again. I love that, by the way, I'm doing this and I'm going to a vet's in a little bit because the cats need to get their vaccinations. So I'm going to look weirdly glam going in and getting the cats their jabs. But to be fair, I think my cats expect that of me. They're like, come on now, Teresa, you never look nice. You need to make more of an effort. If we're going to be seen out with you in public, you need to start doing things, which, you know, fair enough. So again, just kind of dragging that down. Now, I will say, this does get slightly covered up with pigment with the shimmers because the Glaminatrix ones, my goodness, they're not toppers, like they're proper shimmers, like they're so pretty. So this does get covered up to some degree, but I'll be building it back up again, but just keep that in mind. That's why there isn't any like major precision. But let's look at the Fairy Lights palette. This is stunning. Now, the first thing I'm doing is going into this shade Cracker. This has a little bit of like holographic glitteriness to it. It's so pretty. Now, all I'm doing is just popping it in here. Look at that, just tapped. And as you can see, I've used absolutely no glitter primer. That's right, we're being fully transparent on this channel. And then the next thing that I'm doing, because again, this is a full-on lazy look, I'm going into the shade Carols, and this is a lovely sort of a golden one. It's absolutely stunning. Does anyone want a swatching Sundays with this? I will say Glaminatrix usually do really well on their swatches, so I feel like I wouldn't necessarily be adding anything to it. Like, you already get a decent idea of what their products look like. I'm just gently tapping that on. I'll take a tiny bit more pigment, but let's be real, don't actually need to add that much to it, which is quite nice. Now, the next thing I'm doing is just taking this P. Louise brush. It's just a blending brush. Any blending brush will do. You do not need to use a P. Louise one. And I really should be kind of going further down the barrel here. I'm just blending that around, okay? And just upwards to kind of disperse it a little bit more. So as I said, I know I have shimmer on, but it's not really creasing in the way that it would normally do on my eyelids. Again, I have old eyelids. I'm 33, but whatever it is about my eyelids, they've decided that they're apparently like 79. I don't know, it's very strange. And I don't think a blepharoplasty will actually do much for me, but there you go. But you can see it's kind of covered up that little bit of the liner, but that's okay because I'll be going back in again. I just kind of wanted to have a little bit of a foundation for it. But do you see how nicely that's all spread? It's very simple. So going back in with that eyeliner, same sort of thing as we did before. I know, it's so complicated. You could literally do this like on the train, or maybe not the car. Maybe don't do it in a car unless you've like really amazing like gross motor skills that you're not gonna like find yourself like banging yourself in the eye with an eyeliner. Oh my god, nothing worse than that. But you can see, look how easily that's kind of going, and it's meshing with the eyeshadow, no problem. And again, just going around where it was before, and no major surprise, just going in again and dragging it downwards. So like I said, you do not have to use the products that I'm talking about here. I am using them because I just got a few of these. I wanted to try them. This is partially a rated or slated where I'm looking at the Glaminatrix palette, but let's be real, I think we can tell the quality of that palette is pretty banging, pretty good. But I also had a few people kind of saying that they wanted to see the Moira Cosmetics glitters in action. So that's the next bit, but look at how how easily that's all come. I do enjoy. We're at the very end. I know, isn't that amazing? I am taking this Moira Cosmetics hologram glitter gel. It's the shade Pool Party. Now, I partly went for this because there's some nice thick glitters in this. Now, I've taken it onto my finger, but I am not directly applying. Now, the reason for this, and Daniela told me this, is you're just going to get a bunch of gel on your eye and it's just going to displace everything. So what you do is you tap it onto the back of your hand, tap, 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 tap. It removes a lot of the excess gel because otherwise that's going to disrupt what you're doing. And then you just place it like that. Now don't kind of do anything bar the imprinting, and then what you can do is then go back onto the lid of your, or not the lid, the kind of top of your hand, because again you've basically got that glitter pattern imprinted, and just tap it on. I know, isn't that fabulously easy? And now we have bits of glitter incorporated into our look, and that, my gorgeous friends, is it. Super, super simple. Do that on your way to the party. Hell, in the midst of the party, you could stop and be like, hey, I'm doing this eye look. Do a Beyonce and like have several outfit changes as well. My gorgeous friends, that's it. I am going to flick off now, do the rest of my makeup, and I'll show you what this all looks like together once I put lashes, etc. Because I always feel like lashes. And that is it, my gorgeous friends. It was a very, very simple eye look to put together. In the interim, I did bring the cats to the vet, so if I look a little bit weird, that's because I've been walking around like this for the last 4 or 5 hours. Anyways, this is what the eye look looks like, and I gotta say, I'm actually quite pleased that I've gotten to go around with this for 4 or 5 hours, because I can now tell you what the longevity of it is like. Hurrah, me being really bad at planning things has really helped. I'm going to zoom you in now so you can see the eye look a little bit better. It is incredibly simple, let's be 100% honest, but kind of perfect for this time of year. Very festive, very glittery, very nice. And of course these eye looks always look a little bit different when I take my glasses off. I actually think this has held up pretty darn well, considering this has been on for like 5 or 6 hours, 4 or 5 hours, who knows, numbers are very hard. I will show you this in alternative lighting as well so you can see the sparkles a little bit better. As has become custom, I've turned off all of the lights and I just have this ring light on now so you can see the shimmers on the eyelid that little bit better. I'm going to zoom you in now so you can see it better. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, you're getting a whole bunch of sparkle, and that's between the Glaminatrix and of course the Moira Cosmetics. I did, by the way, add a sort of a purple liner to the waterline. It's Urban Decay's Tornado. And this is what it looks like without the glasses. You can see, hopefully, quite a bit of the glitter, the shimmer. It's a very, very simple look, but I think you get a lot of bang for your buck, or at least a lot of glitter for your buck. So that is essentially it. It was a super simple tutorial. Let's be real, it doesn't take that long to do, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's talk about what I think of this palette. I mean, I only used 2 of the shades, but I am so impressed with it. The pigmentation, considering like these are shimmers, fabulous. As per usual, they have the fabulous packaging, very, very luxe. I think this is beautiful. I ended up getting this instead of like picking up the Urban Decay Moon Dust, and I think this was such a smart decision on my behalf. I am so pleased that I got this. Love it. It's not a standalone palette, but as you can see, all you need is like an eyeliner and you're good to go. So I'm quite happy with this. I would very, very happily recommend, if you have been looking at this and wondering what the quality is like, I'm pleased with it. But my gorgeous friends, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell, and do please share, because sharing is caring, except of course for STDs, in which case just wrap it up, don't be gross. But that's it, that's the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.